Good afternoon, everyone. We're about 4 minutes away from 2, so we'll get started here in a couple minutes. We have a couple people joining still. I hope everyone is doing well today. Can you guys hear me? If you could just put in the chat that you can hear me, just to make sure that um, that you guys can hear us and that audio is good. Wendy, if you want to go ahead and say hey, see if they can hear you as well.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Oh, Luann says hi, Wendy.
Hi, Luann. Glad you're here.
Let's see. All right. Well, we just hit 2 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another QGIve webinar. I'm so happy that you could all join us today. We have another exciting topic to discuss: creative license, standout campaign ideas to help you raise more and spend less. Before we get started, those unfamiliar with QGIve, we are an online fundraising platform that makes it easy for nonprofits of all sizes to raise more money online. We have solutions for every nonprofit, including year-round fundraising tools, text giving, peer-to-peer fundraising, silent auction tools, and much more. So a few house notes before we begin. We will be recording this webinar, and we'll send you a copy after the webinar is complete. Please feel free to ask any questions using the Q&A option below. We'll try and answer all of them at the end in the Q&A section. And if you have a Twitter, please share your highlights and takeaways with the hashtag QGiveWebinar, and make sure to follow us at QGive. My name is Justin Cook. I'm the product marketing manager here at QGive, and today I'm joined by Wendy Keene. Wendy is a customer success manager here at QGive, and it's her passion to help QGive clients get the most out of their fundraising tools. Without further ado, take it away, Wendy. You're on mute.
There we go. Perfect. Thanks, Justin. And thanks to all of you for spending a few minutes with me today. As Justin said, I'm a CSM here at QGive. And part of my role is helping clients get the most out of our platform. And that can be anywhere from setting up events and campaigns to streamlining overall processes for their teams. And over the last year, I have heard from many of my clients that find themselves suddenly filling multiple roles. They're short-staffed. And even some of our volunteer staffed organizations have seen a drop in participation. So what we wanted to share today is a little something for everyone. So we'll start out with some simple classic ideas that some of you may already be familiar with, but then we'll move on to some more unconventional examples. And at the end, we'll even include some best tips or some pro tips and best practices. But most importantly, everything that I show you today is going to be part of the QGIV Start package. That's our package that is $0 per month. So if you're a QGIV client, and even if you came to us for, say, a specific peer-to-peer or auction event that's already passed, you still have access to that QGIV Start package. So let's jump right in here and discuss some campaign ideas using donation forms. Now, with our donation forms, you can, of course, use them in a standard format, collect donations for year-round or offer one-time or recurring gift options. You can use them for giving days like Giving Tuesdays or specific campaigns. Also, like this example that I'm highlighting here, you can use donation images to really capture the attention of your supporters. And if you need to raise funds for a specific project, use donation images to show the supplies that you need. So what do I mean by that? Let's take a look at some examples that really highlight some really good use cases. So first, standard embedded donation form. I like to highlight this. I got to tell you, Not Your Ordinary School did a great job here. This is their QGIV donation form embedded directly into their website. You can see they've kept it very simple, which personally I think is really key for your standard year-round donation giving form. We're giving them different one-time and monthly options, and we're even encouraging them with a little nudge to make that a recurring donation. They've also enabled Gift Assist here so that donors can help them kind of offset those transaction fees. Next, we've all heard of Giving Tuesday. We all know about those big giving days, but how about something specific for your organization? Celebrate your CEO's birthday, maybe the anniversary of when you got started. This is just, it's one of those things that can be really specific to you. You don't need a big giving day. Choose your own. I think this is a great example. Happy birthday, Candace. So balloons, flowers, cake levels in lieu of giving actual gifts. What a great way to support your favorite organization. Next, this is the example I highlighted on the slide, Fill the Build. It's exactly what it sounds like. They have a new building and they're trying to fill it up. So what they've done with these donation amount images is really fantastic. They're eye-catching. I mean, it makes me smile as soon as I come here. Plus, they've added impact statements. What are those dollars going to accomplish? I think this is a really good example of a campaign form that tells you exactly what it needs. So you can see they've given multiple options here to get that building filled up. Now, I do want to talk about another specific example here. And let's take a look at that next. And this is Nick's Place. And they wanted to run a campaign because they needed to refinish and redo their deck. So they made a specific campaign form and they did a great job. They uploaded images that are specific to what they need. They gave that brief description, just like we saw on Fill the Build. And they also included a thermometer to show the progress throughout this campaign. Now, something else they did here that I really like is they took the time to make it specific. Even the goal, 1472 is their goal. They knew exactly how much they needed to make this a reality. I love that they've really said, listen, we've picked it out. We even have volunteers ready to work. We just need our supporters now. And as we scroll down here, really great job saying exactly what they need. And yeah, they even kept them updated on their progress. And once the campaign had fulfilled its goal, they turned it off. But they still kept their supporters highlighted or informed of what was actually happening during the refinish of the deck. So I love this because it engaged people before, during, and after the campaign. I think it's a great example. So next, let's take a look at the standardized, or pardon me, there we are. So the creative ideas for donation forms. Now, there are many different ways to use our donation forms, but giving plans is something that's really useful for specific plans, and we'll highlight, or for specific campaigns, and we'll highlight some of that as we go forward. Also using sponsorship campaigns. So you're basically tying that sponsorship directly to a donation amount. We'll talk a couple different ways to use sponsorships, but this will be one of them. And then you can also modernize those annual events like your bake sale. So let's take a peek at how these would work. So our first example, communities and schools. This is one of my favorites because it's just really well done. They used a giving plan for a specific campaign with an end date. So what you see here is they've told their supporters, listen, if all of you that have supported us in the past just give us $12.50 a month for the next 5 months, we will have the funds we need. That is, it's a small amount. It is not asking for a huge amount at once. And that is really a way to engage some of those engage more donors. So what you find oftentimes is donors feel that that small gift doesn't have a big impact, or even use something like this is great for donors who might feel that a large gift is a little bit out of reach. So say when giving a larger gift of $500 is broken up into monthly installments like this, it's going to seem much more manageable, and it lessens the immediate financial impact. So I don't know about you, but if I'm making a purchase online and I see the Afterpay option at checkout, I'd rather make 4 smaller payments than have that big chunk of money come out at once. So what I will say with this is be sure, like we saw with Nick's Place, be sure to remember to follow up with your supporters and let them know if your goal was met. You know, keep them informed with what you were able to accomplish. Another great example that I mentioned is sponsorships. This is a great sponsorship opportunity for overall sponsorship of the organization, not sponsoring an event, but sponsoring the overall org. So you'll see they included images like we've seen before, exactly what is included with that sponsorship shown through here. But you'll see these amounts start at 10,000 and they go down to 1,000. Just like we were talking about, a kind of breaking it up into different monthly installments, they've done that here with their $600 level. So they've allowed people to say, yeah, I want to be a big sponsor of your organization, but I'm going to do it at $50 a month instead. I think this is a fantastic way to really let those people support you and show them that you recognize the impact. So let's take a look at our next example here. And that is going to be to modernize your bake sale. So this PTA did an amazing job. They, in the middle of last year, we all know we couldn't be in person, we couldn't be together, but they still needed to raise funds. So they went ahead and held their annual pie bake sale, but they made it virtual. What does that mean? They sold the pies, but they were able to take those orders right through QGive. They changed the language of each donation amount. And as you're going to see, you're able to, with conditional logic, choose which types of pies you want to order. So let's just go ahead and jump right in here because this really is one of my favorites. I think they're all my favorites though. Okay, right here, Swansfield PTA Thanksgiving Pie Fundraiser. So as we scroll down, you can see they've given instructions right here at the top. And if we look now, there are no additional questions asked here, but we see it's going to ask me, what kind of pies would you like? As soon as I select the number of pies that I would like to order, that number of fields are going to appear. So I can come right in here and say, hey, these are my favorites. This is what I'm going to order. After we do that, is this order going to be picked up? Or do you just want to donate this order to Columbia Community Cares? So they give different options through here. They're doing this through a one-step donation form. I think it's a fantastic idea. So our next slide here it's going to be some more out of the box ideas for donation forms. And this organization, Kitsap, did a really good job of engaging with their supporters with these adorable Valentines. So they wanted to be able to send e-cards directly through the QGIV donation process. And what they did, and I just have to go ahead and show you this one because it's that cute. So what they did is, if you select a donation amount and select to send my furry Valentine to someone, you add in the recipient's name, their email, their message, and it's taken care of for you. It goes directly to them. We actually had another organization that did something similar that I want to share because it's more of a simplified version of this. And that's going to be Hearts Need Art. And they wanted to be able to offer a free musical e-card to anyone who donated $10 or more. And you can tell they made this a really simple process. Pardon me. So from here, they select here to begin, the song they want to send, name of recipient, same information we saw previously. This is what that recipient would receive. So QGIV's Test sent you a holiday e-card. This is the message that I wrote in my optional message here. So they're getting something that's really been customized for this e-card, not just a link to hear Megan sing, which is wonderful, by the way, but also it's festive. And they did this directly through the dedication receipt in QGIV, and we'd be able to help you get this set up if you're interested. So those are some QGIV donation form features, but I do want to highlight a couple things that you see on the slide here. We are mobile first. So with that mobile first design, the images on your form are going to be clearer. They're clickable areas that are designed specifically for finger touches to be more expandable. And both text and headings are bigger and more legible. And as you probably noticed, a lot of things are my favorite, but one of my favorite features listed here is going to be the ability to add images to your donation amounts. So you saw examples already that it really does allow you to connect with that donor, give them your specific mission in a simple but impactful way. And our recurring giving prompts that I also pointed out earlier, they're going to give you the ability to ask your donors to go ahead and consider making that one-time gift an ongoing gift and really maximize their impact. We should also talk a little bit about customizable, or pardon me, conditional logic. You've seen how the custom fields allow you to ask questions that the form doesn't already ask. So like, what's your t-shirt size, or how did you hear about us? Conditional logic is going to give you the ability to set conditions that must be met before that custom field is actually displayed, like your favorite pie. Now, you can read more about this on our website, or if you're a current client, you can access this right from your QGIV account. Again, all of the features that we've talked about are available on the free start package. So now let's take a look at a few campaign options for simple events. For those of you who aren't familiar with our standard events, they're events that don't include peer-to-peer fundraising, which encourages participants to fundraise on behalf of your organization, or auction elements. So simple event ideas. You can host socially distanced, in person, virtual, hybrid. We've seen everything from walks and runs to registrations and payments for all sorts of classes and activities. And it's an easy way to sell sponsorships for your events. So the first example I want to share here is going to be from a local example here. Hi, Platform. They have a presentation series that is free to their supporters. But we all know that free doesn't necessarily mean free to you as the organization. So donors want to help. Sometimes they just need us to tell them how. So what they've done here is, instead of just setting up a free option, they've also set up an option with the optional donation included of $20. Additionally, when we select how many will be attending, our conditional fields based on package selected will appear here, so they can go ahead and get those attendee names. You're not going to have to reach out and find out who are you bringing. You can go ahead and capture that directly through the registration process. What's nice about this is they can also then just print an attendees list and have all of those names right there. No need to keep a separate Excel spreadsheet. Next, I talked about selling sponsorships, and this example here is great because they are hosting a golf tournament. So what they did is they combined their sponsorships and their golfer registrations on the same form. And they included details about each sponsorship level on each package selection. So Big Love always does an amazing job on their forms. So this is just another example of that. You can see they're using a QGIV landing page here for this. Fantastic. They've explained all the options here. They've even included some links for more information. But you'll see here how simple it is for their sponsors to go ahead and register. So if we take a look here, let's say we want to register as a Just Keep Swinging sponsor. One team of 4 is included in this. So if I select one team and I scroll down, I bet you know what it's going to say. It's going to collect my golfers' names and let me go ahead and select their shirt size at the same time. And this is really important. It's going to allow you to capture how they want to be recognized. You're not going to have to reach back out to them to try to find out, how do you spell that? Or how would you like to be listed in the program? No, go ahead and capture it here. Avoid those misspellings and their website link at the same time. So a few more creative event ideas, things that are a little bit more different, because I got to tell you, the QGIV events portal is way more than events. I can't tell you how often someone will call in and say, listen, I have an idea. And after we chat a bit, I say, yes, events is going to be perfect for this. But then they say, no, it's not an event. These are those examples. This is what we're talking about, things that are not necessarily event-based. And something that's been very popular, particularly over the past year, has been raffles, or those chance drawings. Also customized items like those commemorative bricks, or selling, like as an order form for ornaments, t-shirts, that sort of thing. So I definitely want to share a few of these. Starting with raffles. So like I said, they're extremely popular, but we do recognize that not all areas are allowed by state law to hold raffles like this. And we actually have a blog article on games of chance that we're going to include in the follow-up email. So more details coming. But what ACLD found is they are the ones who called and said, listen, we have all of these raffle items. We need to make it easy for people to tell us which item they'd like a chance to win. And then we need reporting to be simple as well. So this is how we did it. So if I come down here and choose a pack of 5 raffle tickets, and I scroll down, I can tell you exactly which items I would like a chance to win. And once again, your reporting is going to be a snap. You print out that attendees list, filter by the actual items, and then you can have a much simpler auction. You don't have to filter through every single answer. Another great example, commemorative bricks. So we've all seen organizations that offer the ability to purchase these sorts of items or naming opportunities. And this is a good example of it. So as we scroll through, once again, how many bricks, you notice how much of this language is customizable on our forms. So not just standard default verbiage, you can change that language. So I'm going to go ahead and select a 5-pack. And once again, we're able to put in that brick text. But here's something I'll point out that may not be obvious from this screen. Only the first line is required. Maybe they have a certain short message. We're giving them the opportunity for 3 lines, but we're only requiring the first. That's how specific our package fields can get. By the way, also a really good blog article on this, so we'll make sure to include that too. And next, I want to talk about an example that is great for the holidays. So what the Leader Shop did here is they decided to sell ornaments of hope. So basically, it is using our events form to give that gift with purchase, if you will. So they could choose the ornament they want based on the cost, and it's even a matching gift campaign. So this is one I think you'll enjoy. So we will share this one as well. They called out that double your impact right at the top. So important. We know supporters like the opportunity to really make their dollar go as far as it possibly can. And this call out's really well done. So they're using this as an order form, like I said. So as we scroll down, they've listed FAQs, shipping details, pickup and drop off. Everything you need to know is right here. They added the ornament colors. And as you can see, the colors are different prices. So say, for instance, I want to order 2 green ornaments. As I scroll down, what I like is this. I hope you can see this here, the shipping. So I'm not local. I live in a different state, but I'd still like to support. I can select, it's going to the same address, let's say. And they're even going to confirm that it's going to the same as my billing address. So if I want it sent to my daughter or my friend, I can add their address here instead and go ahead and make sure they get it. So I think they've done a really good job here. And this is something we get asked a lot. How do I include shipping? They've done a great job here. So this one, I got to tell you, as soon as we saw this one, Justin's like, yes, you have to use that one. And I think you can tell why. It's really eye-catching. This is definitely an out-of-the-box idea that I have not seen. And what this organization did is they sold shout-outs from fan favorites that are part of the Philadelphia Flyers. And they used our event system to do that. So let's take a look. I love it. Snyder Hockey did such a good job here. So as we scroll down, this is again a QGIV landing page. They've included all the information and notice how many sold outs we have. It looks like it was a success, but this is a good example to show you. Say for instance, Gritty was only able to do 4 shout outs. We can limit the number available based on each package. Now, I know you're probably thinking this looks great, but my organization isn't going to have any big sports teams that are able to help me out. And that's okay, because local celebrities will often lend a hand. So how about a personal video message from the mayor, or the funny local meteorologist, or a local musician or visual artist? What I would say is ask your board members. They do know people. As we scroll through here, though, I do want to point out a couple things, that a few other things they did really well. You can see Bernie still has some left. It looks like very generous on the number of shout outs they offered. And you can come in here and select. And they were so forward thinking to do this. Instructions for the video message. They don't want to have to reach out. Hey, how do you pronounce that name? Is there anything specific you would like us to say in this shout out? No, they captured all of that information right here, so that there's no guesswork. They're able to provide that to the celebrities doing the shout outs, so there doesn't have to be a ton of back and forth. So that's standard QGIV events. But now I'm really excited about this part. These are those pro tips and best practices that I was talking about. A lot of the examples, just like the one we just saw, are using customizable landing pages for specific campaigns. But we don't ever want to forget that an embedded donation form actually raises 6 times more. 6 times. And our widget tool allows you to actually take your donation form and embed it right into your website. So it means you're going to keep your donors there. They're not linking away to that secure landing page. I know this always sounds scary when we start talking code and embedding, but honestly, creating that widget code takes about 10 seconds, and we're more than happy to help you do it. Now, QR codes. Raise your hands if you're curious about how to create a QR code for your donation form or event, because this is one I get asked a lot. And I got to tell you, it's not even part of QGIV, but since we were chatting today, I wanted to make sure that you all know. So we're going to use this example. So say the Ed Snyder Hockey Foundation wanted to be able to share a QR code for this particular event. So what they would do is, I am in Chrome right now, and I'm going to come right up here and just click right in my address bar, and this appears. And there's the magic. You can actually go ahead and download and start sharing that. And QR codes are great for printed programs or direct mail, event posters. Even if you have a live streamed event, share it on your screen. It's a fun way to engage with your supporters, and we all know they all have their phones out anyway, so let's give them an easy way to find you. Next, invoicing. So did you know that QGIV offers invoicing? For instance, have you ever had sponsors or event attendees that want to claim their spot online, but they actually want to be billed by invoice so they can pay later? We can do that. You can do that. If you're interested, let us know and we can help you get started. Really quick process. And as we all know, literally millions of dollars of corporate matching money is left on the table each year. So it's just going unclaimed. And that's where our matching integrations come in. We have a new matching integration with Cyber Grants, and that is completely free. We also have free integrations with HepData and Double the Donation. However, they both require you to already have an account with them. So if you'd like more details on any of those, let us know and we can go into a little bit more detail there. But this is going to give you some more options. Now, Gift Assist. We know donors are savvy now and they have a lot of questions about cost and how they can help. And that's what Gift Assist does. It's going to allow your donors to select to help a little bit with fees to help offset. So what it will do is it will increase their gift. It's all a donation, and it will help offset those transaction fees. And I will tell you, we track this issue, or pardon me, we track this feature weekly. And over 50% of donors that are presented with the opportunity to help with costs actually do. So once again, donors want to help. We need to tell them how. Now, unlimited training and support. You've seen a few examples today demonstrating flexibility of our donation and standard event forms. And honestly, I could go on for hours about this, but you have other things to do. So if you do remember just one thing, remember this: unlimited training and support. We are here to help. So product experts ready and willing. So what's next? As I've said today, everything that we have talked about is part of the $0 start package, and the tools are available to every QGIF client. It includes unlimited giving and event registration forms, unlimited users, and unlimited training and support. So call and email as often as you like. It's exactly what we're here for. And I got to say, something that I think is really different about QGIV is the flexibility that we offer. We have an entire suite of fundraising tools that go beyond the start package. And I got to say, if there's anything that the last year has shown us, it's the importance of being flexible. And our pricing structure is based off flexibility and growth. So we have 0 contracts, so you can add what you need when you need it, right from the QGIV control panel. An example, say for instance, you want to try Mobile Suite and try text to donate at an upcoming event. Try it for a month. You're not tied into anything longer. Each package can be added at a monthly or quarterly basis, and you can add and remove those packages right from your dashboard. So you can really just build the fundraising suite that's right for you. So questions. We can help. If you're already a QGIV customer, you can reach out to us at support@qgiv.com. If you'd like to learn more about working with QGIV, you can email us at contactus@qgiv.com. And I got to say, if you have questions about best practices, you should definitely check out our blog. It's really fantastic. Constantly being updated. So if you haven't, give that a try. And now let's bring Justin back in here to share some questions or comments that have come in.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So we have a couple of questions. So the first one should be pretty easy. Does QGIV provide credit card processing services?
Absolutely. We work with different merchant processors, and we could chat with you about that a little bit. So definitely feel free to reach out on that.
Okay, the next one is also really simple. Does QGIV support Facebook and PayPal giving?
Great question. You can actually incorporate PayPal as a payment option on your QGIV form. So absolutely. Facebook, and depending on how many followers you have, that's a Facebook rule, we may be able to actually integrate to allow you to embed your donation form right into your Facebook page. So that number is 2,000. If you have less than that, we have some tips. Reach out and we can help you.
Yep, cool. Can QGIV cards be adapted to honor and memorial giving with messages being sent to the person that the donor wants to receive? Can it be, so basically, can it be adapted to a mailed card, or is it only through electronic?
Great question. Ours would only be through the electronic dedication receipt. There wouldn't be really any way to do a hard copy.
But could they, could they collect the, it wouldn't be automatic, but could they collect the address of the person that they want to dedicate to so that they could then send out a mailed card from the
Absolutely. And that would be kind of a more standard use case. Honestly, it's very easy to set up. You can set up some specific dedication fields where you capture who it's going to. If you want to get their the honorees address, you can do that right through there. So yeah, definite options for that.
Awesome. If I choose to embed a donation page on my website, does that allow me to use Apple Pay?
Good question. So right now, Apple Pay is available for everything except embedded donation forms right now. So that's coming soon. We'll keep you informed. In fact, I see your name here, so I can be sure to reach back out when that is ready. Other than that, Apple Pay is available and ready to go. It's a super easy process to get set up.
Awesome. What are the pros and cons of creating and utilizing forms/pages specifically for pledges? Something that would allow donors to pledge particular amounts towards specific campaigns and then choose the date that they'd like for their gift to be processed.
Okay. So meaning more like the examples we took a look at with the giving plans there?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what I like about giving plans are specifically for campaigns. So with campaigns, I believe it's let's tell them what we need and let's make it easier for them to give. So just like the example we saw with the $12.50 for 5 months, it's a no-brainer. They don't have to think about what they're giving. They don't have to think about start and end dates. The only thing that I would say with a campaign like that would be a con, if you will, is they wouldn't be able to kind of keep that open-ended. So what you might do is in that final receipt, because you could set up a recurring receipt for those, in that final receipt, just include a link. If you'd like to continue to support us, please set up a new gift here, something along those lines to keep it going.
Awesome. Thank you. Next one, regarding the campaign thermometers, is there a way to customize and keep it updated with donations outside of QGIve? For example, if we receive a check donation or a cash donation via mail, can we update the thermometer manually?
Great question. That would not be included in the start package, but we do have a data package that is $30 a quarter. So it is definitely inexpensive. If you only need it for a month, it's $15. But that would allow you to add in those offline donations that would immediately reflect in the thermometer. It has some other things that it offers too, but that would be the way to get those offline donations in.
Awesome. Next one, does this integrate with an existing website, or will we need to create a new one?
Oh, you do not need to create a new website. So the way we set up widget code, like I said, it'll take about 10 seconds in QGIve. That will give us some HTML that you literally just put in on the back end of your website. So it is a really easy process. And like I said, we'll be here to answer any questions along the way, but no need to make a new website, new page, none of that stuff.
This one is back on PayPal and Facebook Giving. Do they get the name of the donor?
I'm sorry, say that again.
If we use PayPal and or Facebook Giving, do we get the name of the donor?
Gotcha. Okay, good question. So with the way that I described it with PayPal, absolutely, you're going to get their information. Facebook, if it is embedded on your Facebook page, yes, because they're actually still processing through QGIve. They're just finding it on Facebook.
Cool. Is the online giving ported easily to our CRM, eliminating rekeying the data?
Great question. So it depends. So we work with quite a few CRMs, some that come to mind off the top of my head. You can put yours in there if you have it. We work with Donor Perfect, Bloomerang, Neon, like various CRMs. Which would allow for integration. Now, that's another thing that's included in that data package. That's the $30 a quarter or $15 a month. So yeah, reach out to us on that. I'd love to hear who you're using.
You can also visit our integrations page on our website too to check those out. We have everything listed on there as well. How can we delete offline donations?
Delete offline donations. That would be in your transactions report. There should be a place to remove those. Upper right-hand corner. I could show you how. Call me after this. I'll walk you through it.
And this is the follow-up to the pledge page question. Can the first submission page collect the needed credit card info, but not charge the donor until they are ready, or just give them the option to tell us how they want to pay, such as a DAF or check?
You know what? That is exactly the invoicing option that I was describing. So what the invoicing option looks like is I want to pay later. So basically, with our invoices, and I think this will help explain it a little bit, when they get to that step and say pay later, they'll choose to be invoiced. They will then be emailed a copy of that invoice that they can pay by clicking a link or printing it out and mailing it into you.
Awesome. And we have one more. Do you have any experience with Network for Good CRM?
Unfortunately, I don't know much about their CRM at all. I could try to get some details on that, but I don't know much about Network for Good CRM.
And we do not integrate with them.
No.
Wow, that was a lot of questions. Are there any more that you guys have while you have us? We have about 3 more minutes. Susan says, thank you, Wendy. Great information here. And yes, please let me know when embedded forms that accept Apple Pay are available. Excited to know when that's under development. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Susan.
Absolutely. All right. So if we don't have any more questions, then we will go ahead and hop off. Thank you everyone for hopping on with Wendy and I. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.